Chosen one. Stop scrolling. Heaven has paused this moment for you. You can feel it, a trembling awareness rising inside your chest, as though something ancient and holy is whispering your name. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. You have been marked from birth, separated for something greater. That is why you have always felt different, why the noise of the world could never quiet your soul. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to stand as light in the midst of shadows. There have been nights when you questioned everything. You asked why the pain never seemed to end, why every door you tried to open led only to more waiting. But every closed door was a wall of protection, not rejection. The delays were not denials. They were divine pauses meant to mature your spirit. Heaven never forgot your name. Even when you tried to silence the call, the echo of eternity kept finding you. Heaven's light is drawing closer. A shift is happening around you. It feels like the air is alive. It is heaven reminding you that you were never lost, only hidden until the right moment. That moment is now. The time has come for your true name to be spoken. The name written in light before the foundation of the world. It is written in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. This word is your confirmation. You will soar. You will rise above what tried to destroy you. You are not running out of strength. You are being renewed. Heaven is exchanging your exhaustion for endurance, your confusion for clarity, your fear for faith. Every trial that seemed to break you was refining your crown. You carry royal blood, and royal blood does not retreat. The darkness recognized your destiny long before you did. That is why it fought you so fiercely. The battles you faced were not punishment, they were proof of the light inside you. Every rejection was a signal to the spiritual realm that you were chosen. You were hidden for a season, but heaven is unveiling you now. Listen closely. This moment is not random. The Spirit of God is near you, awakening the identity you almost forgot. You are being called out of ordinary existence and into divine purpose. You may not feel ready, but grace never waits for comfort. The same voice that spoke galaxies into being is now speaking to your heart. Rise. You have carried pain like armor, thinking it protected you. But heaven says that armor has become too heavy. It is time to lay it down. Your tears were not wasted. They watered the seeds of destiny. You are not too late. You are right on time for the revealing of who you truly are. This is the hour when heaven introduces you to yourself, the version that has always existed in God's design. You are not forgotten or forsaken. You are the evidence of mercy, the testimony of endurance, the reflection of divine royalty in human form. If something inside you is stirring right now, don't ignore it. That's the confirmation you've been waiting for. The King has noticed you. Step into the light that has been waiting for you since the beginning of time. Like this message, if you feel heaven speaking to you, share it so another hidden royal can awaken. Subscribe if your spirit knows this is where you belong. And if you truly hear heaven's voice calling your name, comment 777 as a sign that you are answering the call. There has always been something unusual about you. Even when you tried to appear ordinary, heaven's mark glimmered through your disguise. You carried a light that made others uncomfortable. And though you could not explain it, you felt it burning beneath your skin. You are not here by accident. You were born from divine intention, carrying within you the signature of royal blood, a hidden lineage that flows not through veins but through spirit. Long before the world called your name, heaven had already written it in the archives of eternity. You were seen, known, and chosen. That is why life has always felt like more than survival. It has felt like a test, a preparation for something holy. You have been walking through storms that were not meant to destroy you but to reveal you. The world tried to convince you that you were small, replaceable, just another face in the crowd. But heaven sees you differently. You have divine fingerprints all over your soul. Every part of you, the way you think, the way you love, the way you endure, bears the evidence of your origin. Royalty is not measured by crowns of gold, but by the presence of purpose. And your purpose has been echoing since the dawn of creation. Sometimes you wondered why people misunderstood you, why your heart broke so easily, or why you seemed to feel things more deeply than others. It is because your sensitivity is not weakness, it is discernment. Heaven placed it within you to recognize the unseen, to sense the movements of light and shadow. You were not built for comfort, you were built for calling. Look closely at your journey. Every rejection, every loss, every moment of isolation, each one was a clue left by heaven, leading you back to your origin. The pain was never random, it was instruction. Every season that stripped you was preparing you to wear glory correctly. You have been in training for royalty while the world thought you were forgotten. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 14, I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and my soul knows it very well. This truth was written about you. You are marvelous work, crafted by divine hands. Your worth was decided before you ever accomplished anything. The world measures value by appearance, fame, and success, but heaven measures it by obedience, endurance, and love. You have passed tests that others never saw. You have walked through fire and refused to curse God. You have held your faith even when you felt forgotten. That is what royalty looks like when it is still being forged. There is power in remembering who you are. You are not just another believer, you are an heir. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead lives in you, marking you as family of the King. You carry an inheritance that cannot be stolen, a name that cannot be erased. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts, not because of ego, but because of authority. Heaven knows your lineage. The angels recognize your scent. It is the fragrance of perseverance mixed with divine fire. Even the darkness that once tried to break you now trembles at the sound of your steps. You were not just saved from something, you were saved for something. And soon, the world will see what heaven has always known, that royal blood runs through you. They tried to rename you. The world, the wounds, and the whispers, all of them worked together to make you forget who you are. They spoke labels that never belonged to you: failure, burden, mistake, too much, not enough. You wore those names for a while, believing the lies, until the voice of truth began to stir again within you. It was faint at first, but constant, reminding you that your true identity was never defined by human tongues. From the beginning, your real name was known only in heaven. Every time you were misjudged or overlooked, the angels wept because they knew who you were. They knew the crown meant for your head, the authority meant for your voice. The world could not see it, but the heavens could. And that is why the battle for your identity has always been so fierce, because darkness fears the moment you remember who you are. You have walked through seasons where your own reflection felt foreign, where you doubted your worth because others did not see it. But the truth never left you. The identity God placed within you is indestructible. It cannot be stolen by betrayal or erased by shame. It can only be buried, waiting for your agreement with heaven to bring it back to life. Listen carefully now. Heaven is restoring your name. Every lie that called you broken is being silenced by truth. Every wound that spoke unworthy is being healed by divine remembrance. You are not what you went through. You are what survived it. And the scars you carry are not marks of failure. They are the seals of divine ownership. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Do you understand what that means? Your calling was not a reaction to your life, it was the reason for it. You were known before you could speak, chosen before you could choose, appointed before you could perform. The enemy's strategy was to convince you that you are forgotten so that you would never step into what heaven already planned. But heaven is reclaiming what was stolen. The true name written over you is awakening again, glowing beneath the ashes of old pain. You may have been called by many names, but heaven only answers to one, the name tied to your divine assignment. Every time you begin to walk in truth, that name vibrates through creation. The darkness trembles because it knows your authority is not borrowed, it is inherited. You are the reminder that light still wins. So now, when you hear the old labels whisper again, stand still and remember this moment. You are chosen. You are seen. You are royal blood awakened. Let your heart agree with what heaven has always declared over you. Comment, I am seen, not as an act of vanity, but as a declaration of truth. When you type it, you are aligning your voice with heaven's voice, breaking every false name that was spoken over you. It is not a comment for attention. It is a prophetic affirmation that you know who you are again. Comment, I am seen. When you write these words, you break the silence that once hid your worth and declare that heaven's eyes have always been upon you. Say it again, I am seen. Each letter you type becomes light in the unseen realm, confirming that your identity is no longer hidden but restored by divine truth. There is a stirring deep within you, an awakening of something ancient and holy that was planted before your first breath. It is the royal code, the divine pattern written into your spirit by the Creator himself. It has been there all along, silent but alive, waiting for the moment heaven would breathe on it again. That moment is now. You may not have recognized it, but everything you've walked through has been unlocking this code. Every heartbreak, every unanswered prayer, every stretch of waiting has been refining the language of your destiny. What once felt like confusion was actually alignment. Heaven has been decoding your story in secret, turning chaos into prophecy. You are being reminded of what the world made you forget, that you were chosen to carry something eternal. When you pray, the heavens move. When you speak in faith, creation listens. This is what happens when divine DNA wakes up inside you. You begin to remember that you were never ordinary. You were crafted in the image of a king, with eternity whispering through your veins. The code is not written in words, it is written in your responses. Every time you forgave instead of retaliating, every time you chose faith instead of fear, the code unfolded. Each act of obedience translated heaven's language through your life. The tests you endured were never random. They were sacred opportunities to unlock authority. The Apostle Paul wrote in the letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 30, those he predestined, he also called; those he called, he also justified; those he justified, he also glorified. This is the pattern of your life. You were predestined before time, called through trial, justified through faith, and glorified through endurance. You are walking proof that divine destiny cannot be destroyed by human failure. You carry a signature of glory that no darkness can imitate. As this code awakens within you, you begin to see patterns that others overlook. Moments that once felt meaningless now reveal divine design. You start noticing how every delay positioned you for divine timing, how every disappointment redirected your steps toward purpose. Heaven wastes nothing. Even your mistakes are being rewritten into the language of redemption. You have been hearing whispers, dreams that feel too large for your hands, visions that seem impossible. Do not dismiss them. They are reminders of your origin. The royal code inside you recognizes what heaven has prepared for you, and your spirit is responding. The same light that spoke the stars into being is speaking to you now, telling you to remember who you are. The more you walk in obedience, the clearer the signal becomes. You will notice how peace begins to replace panic, how discernment sharpens your choices. This is not coincidence, it is calibration. Heaven is tuning your heart to its frequency. The old version of you, the one who doubted, feared, and apologized for existing, is fading. The new you is emerging confident, steady, and aware of divine backing. You are becoming fluent in the language of heaven, able to discern purpose even in pain. Remember this truth: the royal code cannot be earned. It can only be awakened. You already carry it. The trials of life merely bring it to the surface. So, walk boldly, knowing that what is awakening in you was written before time began. Heaven is not giving you something new, it is revealing what has always been yours. You have felt it, the invisible weight pressing against your spirit. The war for your identity has not been fought outside you, but within. Every doubt, every fear, every silent night has been part of a battle that most people never see. You have been standing between two kingdoms, the voice of heaven calling you higher, and the voice of darkness trying to pull you back into forgetting. This is not just about survival, it is about remembrance. The enemy never attacked your possessions, he attacked your perception. Because if you could forget who you are, you would also forget the authority that belongs to you. But through every trial, something in you refused to die. Your hope became a sword. Your faith became armor. You did not even realize you were fighting for your crown. You have survived moments that should have broken you. You have walked through storms where prayers felt like whispers lost in the wind. Yet, every time the darkness tried to silence you, your spirit rose again. That rising was not weakness, it was royalty. Even when your hands trembled, heaven saw a warrior. Even when you cried alone, heaven recorded every tear as evidence that you never gave up. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 13, therefore, Put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything to stand, you have done exactly that. You have stood. You may not have felt strong, but standing when everything inside you wants to collapse is the definition of strength. Heaven has been watching, not to judge you, but to mark your endurance. You were never losing, you were being trained. Every wound became wisdom. Every scar became a signature of divine resilience. And now, the silence is breaking. The war is shifting. You are not who you were when the battle began. The once hidden royalty in you is awakening. And with it comes a peace that terrifies the darkness. You do not fight for victory, you fight from victory. The moment you chose faith instead of bitterness, heaven declared you undefeated. So what happens now? The battle that raged inside you begins to turn outward. You will notice others drawn to your light, though they cannot explain why. They will come carrying the same confusion you once carried, and you will recognize yourself in them. That is the purpose of your pain, to help others remember who they are. You will become a mirror for the broken, a voice for the silent, a reminder for the forgotten. If this message stirs something inside you, let it move freely. When your heart begins to whisper yes, that yes is your offering. It is how you join the melody of heaven that has been calling your name. You don't need commands or pressure, only willingness. Like this message, as a quiet bow of gratitude, like a candle lit in the night, saying, I understand. Share it gently, the way dawn shares light with sleeping valleys, so that someone lost in their own darkness might find the horizon again. And if your heart longs to stay close to this river of truth, subscribe not out of duty, but as a symbolic step toward the light, a decision to keep walking beside the sound of heaven. There is a sound echoing through eternity, and it carries your name. It is not a sound the world can hear. It moves through spirit, through memory, through light. It is the call of your true family. You have always belonged to something greater, a gathering not of bloodlines or nations, but of hearts chosen before time began. The angels recognize you. The remnant recognizes you. Heaven's family is calling you home. You have felt it before, the strange familiarity with people you have never met, the pull toward those who carry the same inner fire. It is because you are all branches of the same divine root. Though scattered across nations, your spirits share the same language, one that speaks without words. It is the language of calling, of destiny, of shared recognition. When you encounter one of your own, your heart doesn't question, it remembers. The prophet Elijah spoke, as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 19, verse 18. Yet I reserve 7,000 in Israel, all whose knees have not bowed down to Baal, and whose mouths have not kissed him. This was heaven's way of saying you are not alone. Even in seasons when it felt like no one understood you, heaven had hidden others who carried the same flame. They, too, have cried in silence. They, too, have walked through deserts where faith felt like dust. And just like you, they are hearing the call to rise now. The isolation you felt was not rejection, it was preservation. Heaven separated you so that your spirit would not be diluted by the noise of the world. While others sought recognition, you were being refined in quiet places. You were being taught to hear heaven's frequency, the tone that only the chosen can discern. Now, that sound grows louder. The winds of awakening are gathering every hidden royal, every forgotten heir, across nations. Hearts are starting to beat in rhythm again. It is a reunion, not of faces, but of spirits. When one of you rises, the others feel it. When one of you prays, the rest receive strength. That is the power of divine family connection beyond distance. Unity without words. You are being summoned to step back into that divine harmony. Heaven is not calling you to stand alone, but to stand together. The battles you have fought privately were never just about you. They were rehearsals for collective victory. When the chosen unite, darkness has no defense. You will find them soon, those who carry the same light. You will know them not by appearance, but by presence. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are part of heaven's royal household. You were never an orphan. The loneliness was an illusion. There has always been a table with your name written upon it, a place reserved for you in the family of light. If this message finds your spirit resonating, comment 888 below. It is more than a number, it symbolizes new beginnings and divine connection. When you write it, you are saying to heaven, I recognize my family. I am ready to walk in unity. Comment 888 if you feel the pull of heaven's family stirring inside you. This number is a key of alignment, a declaration that you are ready to walk beside those who carry the same divine fire, the same heavenly origin. Write 888 as a prophetic act of remembrance. Each curve of the number mirrors eternity, no beginning, no end. When you release it, you're agreeing with heaven's invitation to reunite with your true family and to awaken the light that connects every chosen heart. The King's eyes are upon you. That truth alone should cause the atmosphere around you to shift. Heaven has taken notice not of perfection, but of persistence. While others turned back, you kept walking. While others spoke doubt, you whispered faith through trembling lips. The throne has watched every unseen moment, every prayer that never left your room, every tear that fell into silence. None of it went unnoticed. You see, heaven does not measure greatness by applause or recognition. It measures it by endurance, by how you keep believing when there is no visible reward. And you, chosen one, have proven trustworthy in the unseen. You have continued to carry light in places where even angels hesitated to go. You thought your season of silence meant abandonment, but it was divine attention. The King does not observe from afar. He studies every detail of his heirs. There is a moment in the throne room when the King leans forward to look at those who still stand amid ashes. It is not a look of judgment, but of pride. The gaze of heaven carries both fire and tenderness. When it finds you, something inside you straightens like a soldier, remembering why they fight, or a child realizing their father never left. According to what is revealed in the book of Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 9, for the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him. That verse has always been about you. The gaze of God searches the earth not for perfection, but for devotion. He looks for hearts that refuse to give up even when the light grows dim. You have been that heart. Heaven saw when you were weary but refused to walk away. It saw when you prayed for others even while you were bleeding. It saw when you loved truth more than comfort. Every hidden act of faith has built something eternal around your name. There are moments in the divine story when the King decides that silence must end. The watching ceases, and the reward begins. You are approaching that threshold. The very gaze that once observed you in testing is now preparing to honor you in unveiling. What has been planted in darkness will soon rise in light. Understand this clearly. The eyes of heaven do not look at you to evaluate, they look to empower. When God sets his gaze on someone, strength begins to multiply in unseen ways. Your courage increases. Your discernment sharpens. You begin to move with clarity, no longer swayed by voices that once confused you. The awareness that you are seen by the King becomes your shield. When heaven looks at you, it doesn't see your failures. It sees the story of grace wrapped in human skin. It sees one who fell but stood again, who doubted but chose to believe, who lost much but never lost faith. The King's gaze transforms shame into strength and waiting into worth. You are standing now in that gaze. It is not meant to intimidate, but to remind you you have not gone unseen. The light of divine favor is resting on your shoulders. Subtle but undeniable. Things are about to move around you, not by striving, but by divine recognition. So, breathe deeply. The same eyes that watched you endure are now watching you rise. This is not coincidence, this is appointment. Heaven has noticed your endurance, and your coronation season is already being written in the language of glory. The palace of heaven has many rooms, yet some are hidden, reserved only for those being prepared for greater purpose. You have walked through such a room without even realizing it. You called it loneliness, disappointment, delay, but heaven called it training. While others seemed to move forward effortlessly, you were pulled aside into stillness. You thought you were forgotten, yet in truth, you were being refined behind royal doors. The hidden palace is not built of marble or gold. It is formed in the unseen places, midnight prayers, quiet sacrifices, uncelebrated obedience. It is in these secret chambers that the King shapes his heirs. Every chosen one must be trained in silence before they can carry the sound of heaven. You cannot speak divine authority without first learning divine restraint. Heaven placed you in seasons where you could no longer rely on applause. It removed the noise so that your spirit could finally hear. The silence you feared was actually a classroom. You were being taught the language of trust, a dialect that only grows in stillness. You learned that faith is not proven by shouting in the light, but by whispering yes in the dark. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 27, verse 14, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart, and wait for the Lord." This waiting was never wasted. Every moment of stillness carved strength into your bones. You learned patience not as punishment, but as posture, standing quietly before the throne, ready to move only when commanded. While others rushed ahead, you were being given something they could not see: depth. Depth of character, depth of discernment, depth of devotion. In the hidden palace, heaven tested your heart. Would you still worship when no one was watching? Would you still believe when every visible sign said it was over? These were not random trials, they were the sacred curriculum of royalty. The greatest crowns are not handed out on battlefields, but in secret rooms where only God's voice can reach. At times, you mistook the silence for absence. You thought heaven had withdrawn its gaze. But the truth is this: the King was closer than ever, watching every response, noting every tear, shaping every prayer into power. Each surrender became a brick in the palace, being built inside you. You are the palace, the living temple, where divine strength now resides. You see, many desire crowns, but few are willing to endure the isolation that shapes them. Every true ruler is first hidden, because glory revealed too soon can destroy what it was meant to bless. Heaven waited until your humility could carry your calling. And now, as you stand on the edge of a new season, you will realize that nothing was wasted. Every delay was design, every loss a lesson, every quiet night a seed of glory. The King never forgot you in the hidden palace. He was crafting your understanding, your discernment, your endurance. And when the time is right, He will open the door, not because you cried for escape, but because you finally became ready to reign. So, take heart. The waiting was never empty. You were not buried, you were planted. The hidden palace was your proving ground, and from it, you will emerge not as a survivor, but as royalty, refined by fire. Every moment in the hidden palace was sacred preparation. You were being sculpted for destiny. The silence that once felt endless now becomes the echo of heaven announcing your unveiling. You are beginning to recognize them, the others who carry the same quiet light. They do not announce themselves with titles or noise, yet something in their presence feels like home. When your eyes meet, even for a moment, the air shifts. It is not coincidence, it is divine resonance. The royal family is reuniting on earth, one encounter at a time. For years, you thought you were walking alone, carrying the burden of calling in silence. But heaven never intended for you to journey in isolation forever. Now that your training in the hidden palace is complete, you are being led toward those who understand your language without words. You will find them not by searching, but by sensing. They will recognize your fire because it matches theirs. There will be no competition among the chosen. For light never competes with light, it simply shines. When you meet another who has been through similar storms, your spirits will connect instantly, and together you will strengthen each other. This is how heaven expands its kingdom, through unity born in endurance, through fellowship refined by fire. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 20, "For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I with them." That promise lives through you now. When 2 chosen ones meet, heaven itself becomes visible. The atmosphere changes, peace descends. You no longer need to explain your faith or defend your passion. You simply know you have found a fellow heir, a kindred flame. These divine connections will come unexpectedly. A stranger may speak a word that confirms your prayer. A passing conversation may unlock something inside you. Pay attention. Heaven's family often moves quietly, wrapped in ordinary appearances. Do not overlook the sacred hidden within the simple. You are being called to recognize the reflection of heaven in others. There is power in unity. When chosen ones unite, their combined light becomes a force darkness cannot withstand. You are part of a great network of souls sent into the world to awaken divine remembrance in one another. At times, you will be the encourager. At other times, you will be the one encouraged. In both, heaven moves. This is not just community, it is divine strategy. For too long, the chosen walked separately, unaware of their connection. But now, the Spirit is drawing every hidden flame into alignment, forming a constellation of light across the earth. Remember this truth: you are not alone, and you never were. The same God who trained you in solitude is now guiding you into unity. The isolation was the cocoon. This is the emergence. When your spirit feels the resonance, respond to it. Recognize that the same hand that shaped you shaped them too. You are reflections of the same King, carriers of the same royal breath. Together, you will build what no single soul could carry alone. Comment, I see you. It is more than words, it is recognition. When you write it, you are speaking to every hidden royal across the world, declaring, I see your light. I honor your journey. I walk beside you in truth. Comment, I see you. When you write these words, you open a bridge of light across distance, acknowledging every chosen soul who has walked through darkness and still carries heaven's flame with unwavering grace. Type, I see you. It is a sacred affirmation that unity still exists, that heaven's family is awakening, and that together you reflect the royal image of the one who called you by name. The crown is never handed to those who have not walked through fire. You know this truth now, not as theory, but as experience carved into your soul. Every trial you faced was a forge. Every heartbreak was heat-shaping gold. Every betrayal was a hammer refining purpose. What you thought was loss was actually craftsmanship. The crown you carry was not made in comfort. It was formed in flames. There were moments when you asked, why me, when pain felt cruel and the silence of heaven unbearable? But if you could have seen from the throne's perspective, you would have realized something extraordinary. You were never being destroyed. You were being tempered, like iron becoming steel. Every time you didn't quit, the metal of your faith became stronger. Heaven was building weight into your spirit, because crowns are heavy. If they were given too soon, they would crush rather than crown. You had to learn balance before blessing, endurance before elevation. That's why the journey took so long. It wasn't delay, it was development. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 9, I will refine them as silver is refined, and test them as gold is tested. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. That is what happened to you. You called out, and heaven answered, not always with words, but with strength. Every time you thought you were alone, a whisper of peace reminded you that divine hands were still working behind the scenes. You began to understand that pain is not punishment, it is preparation. The same fire that consumes the false reveals the pure. Now, you wear something invisible yet undeniable, a spiritual crown forged from perseverance. It shines not with jewels, but with the reflection of grace. When others look at you, they may not see gold, but they will feel glory. You carry the scent of someone who has been in the furnace and walked out radiant. Think of it this way: the storm that once drenched you has now become the river that nourishes others. The ashes of your past have become fertile soil where hope grows. Your scars are no longer symbols of suffering, but of survival. You are living proof that light can emerge even from the fiercest fire. If these words find you, let them rest in your heart like sunlight after rain. You are not being asked to prove anything. You are being invited to see what heaven already sees, a soul crowned with quiet strength. And if your spirit feels that truth rising like dawn, let your response be natural, not forced. Like this message, if something within you stirs, as if you are acknowledging the reflection of your own fire in these words, it's not for validation, it's a nod between warriors who have walked through similar flames. Share this message if you sense that someone else is still inside their furnace. Sometimes, All a weary heart needs is to know that another survived. When you share light, it multiplies, it never diminishes. And if your heart longs to keep growing in this royal journey, subscribe not out of duty, but as an act of quiet commitment, a way of saying, I want to keep walking in this light. Let your connection be a continuation of grace, like one flame touching another until the darkness has nowhere left to hide. You have been through fire, and you have emerged luminous. Your crown is not ahead of you, it is already resting upon your spirit, gleaming with every victory carved from pain. There comes a moment in every divine story when the hidden must step into the open. You have reached that moment. The season of silence has fulfilled its purpose. The lessons of waiting have settled deep within you. Heaven is sending you back, not to the same places in weakness, but to the same territories in authority. The ground that once rejected you will now receive you. The spaces that once confined you will now make room for your voice. The king never sends an untrained soldier to battle or an untested ruler to reign. That is why the wilderness was necessary. It stripped you of pride and dependency on human approval, so that when you return, you will move only by divine command. What you endured in private has equipped you for public impact. You will not return bitter, you will return blazing. Heaven is not asking you to seek revenge or validation. It is asking you to bring light back into places that once carried your pain. You will walk among those who once doubted you. But this time, you will not need to explain yourself. The radiance around you will speak louder than words. The transformation will be your testimony. The Spirit of God whispered through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 7, instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion. And instead of disgrace, you will rejoice in your inheritance. This promise is unfolding now. Every loss is being repaid with wisdom, every delay with depth. You are being sent back, not to fit in, but to reign with humility. The authority that now rests on you is not loud, it is calm, steady, and immovable. People will sense something different without understanding why. That is the mark of divine commissioning. When heaven sends you, the ordinary becomes sacred. The workplace turns into a mission field. Conversations become seeds, and every act of kindness becomes prophecy in motion. You will find yourself speaking words you didn't plan, but they will land with precision. That's because it won't be you speaking, it will be the Spirit of the King through you. This sending is not just about influence, it's about restoration. There are people waiting for the sound of your obedience, hearts trapped in darkness that only your voice can reach. You are not returning to old environments, you are returning as a new creation, carrying a higher assignment. Where once you were tolerated, now you will be trusted. You will sense a new boldness rising. The quiet confidence of someone who knows heaven stands behind them. Doors that were once closed will open with ease, not because of status, but because obedience has become your key. The same places that once drained your energy will now draw from your overflow. Do not shrink back. The humility that grew in the wilderness will keep you grounded. Remember, crowns are for service, not superiority. Your return is not to exalt yourself, but to extend grace. You are being sent as a reflection of the King, merciful, discerning, and steadfast. Let peace lead you as you step forward. There will be moments of hesitation, but remember, divine sending always feels bigger than your comfort zone. Walk anyway. The unseen hand that guided you through darkness is the same one that now opens the gates before you. This is your commissioning. Heaven has signed the decree, and earth will soon witness the evidence. Step forward. Chosen one, you are not returning to prove your worth. You are returning to reveal His glory. Something is shifting in the atmosphere around you. You can sense it not with your eyes, but with the deep knowing in your spirit. Everything that once seemed delayed is suddenly aligning. The divine clock is striking in rhythm with heaven's heartbeat. Prophetic signs are beginning to appear like gentle ripples across your days. Numbers, moments, confirmations, and divine coincidences that are not coincidences at all. This is the alignment of heaven and earth, the moment where everything hidden begins to take form in the visible. The prayers you whispered in the dark are now echoing into manifestation. You are stepping into a season where what you dreamed will begin to breathe. The natural world is bowing to the spiritual order written for your life. As the Apostle John recorded in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8, "See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name." This is your open door. The things that once resisted you no longer can, because heaven has authorized your passage. What blocked you before will now yield. The same doors that slammed shut in your face are now swinging wide with grace. The shift is not random, it is the manifestation of obedience meeting divine timing. You are not just walking into opportunity, you are walking into fulfillment. The promises that once felt distant are drawing near. Heaven and earth are collaborating to establish what was spoken over you before you were born. Creation itself is responding to your faith. When heaven aligns with earth, even the smallest details begin to carry purpose. You start to notice repeated numbers, sacred patterns, signs that whisper, "You are exactly where you need to be." They are not superstitions, they are heavenly breadcrumbs guiding you toward destiny. You will begin to feel the peace that surpasses understanding settling over your choices. Old confusion will fade. Where there was resistance, there will now be release. The path that once seemed tangled will straighten, not because you forced it, but because heaven has commanded alignment. Every delay was strategic. Every detour was divine choreography. You were being moved piece by piece into perfect position. And now, all that preparation meets perfect timing. The door that opens next is not one you will have to knock down. It will open because heaven itself turned the handle. If you can feel this alignment stirring inside you, if you can sense that something greater is beginning to unfold, respond not with fear, but with faith. The number that carries this confirmation is 9,999, a symbol of divine completion and transition into a new order. Comment 9,999 below as a prophetic act, declaring, "I step into perfect alignment. Heaven and earth agree over my life." When you write it, you are sealing your readiness for what has been prepared, agreeing that divine order is now being established around and within you. Comment 9,999 if you feel heaven's timing aligning within your life. Each 9 marks the closing of old cycles and the perfect transition into divine fulfillment and promise. Type 9,999 as a quiet agreement with heaven's design. It is not just a number, it is a declaration that your steps are now synchronized with divine rhythm and purpose. Write 9,999 to anchor your faith in motion. With every digit, you affirm that what once seemed delayed was divine timing, preparing you for this moment of holy alignment. There is a garment being placed upon your spirit, woven from threads of grace and strength. It is not visible to human eyes, yet every realm feels its weight. Heaven calls it the mantle of the chosen ones, a covering of divine authority and compassion designed for those who have endured the refining fire and remained faithful. You are now being clothed with it. This mantle does not arrive with ceremony or trumpet sound. It descends quietly, like dawn unfolding after a long night. You may not even realize it at first. You will simply notice that when you speak, peace follows. When you move, the atmosphere responds. The same places that once drained you will now draw power from your presence, because heaven has clothed you with its own breath. The Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the Colossians, chapter 3, verse 12, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." This is not a command to dress your outer life. It is an invitation to carry heaven's nature within. The true mantle is not about hierarchy or status. It is about heart posture. You were not chosen to rule over others, but to serve through love. Every gift you carry exists to lift, to heal, to restore. The greatest power heaven entrusts is compassion that does not waver. This mantle rests upon those who have walked through contradiction, those who learn to love while bleeding, to believe while waiting, to forgive while breaking. You are one of them. You learn to keep your heart soft in a world that tried to harden it. That softness is not weakness. It is sacred proof that heaven lives inside you. The mantle comes with weight, but not the kind that burdens. It is the gentle gravity of purpose, the awareness that every word you speak now carries impact. Every choice carries consequence. You will notice your discernment deepening. You will feel a heaviness before speaking untruth, a pause before acting without grace. That is heaven's way of keeping you aligned. To wear the mantle means to walk differently. You will no longer move according to emotion, but by instruction. The Spirit will whisper when to speak, when to stay silent, when to move, and when to wait. Each moment becomes a partnership between heaven's will and your willingness. This is also the season when others begin to notice something about you that they cannot name. They will feel peace in your presence, conviction in your words, and safety in your silence. They will not understand that it is not you, it is the mantle you carry. You have become a vessel, a conduit through which the King expresses his mercy to the world. Do not fear the responsibility that comes with this covering. Heaven does not clothe the unprepared. You were trained for this, even in your tears. Every trial you survived was a stitch in this garment. Every time you forgave, a new thread of light was added. Now, when you stand, all of heaven recognizes the authority resting on you. The mantle is both gift and calling. It asks not for perfection, but for purity of heart. As long as your desire remains to love, to serve, and to obey, the flow of divine power will not cease. You will speak life into desolation and call light into forgotten corners. The world will not always understand you, but heaven will always defend you. So, wear it well. Let humility guard you and compassion crown you. You have been chosen not just to be seen, but to reveal what unseen love looks like when it walks the earth. Across the earth, a quiet awakening is unfolding. It does not arrive with headlines or spectacle. It moves like the rising tide, steady, unstoppable, divine. The chosen are beginning to recognize one another. In different nations, languages, and generations, a single heartbeat is forming, uniting heaven's sons and daughters under one rhythm of purpose. This is the great gathering of light. You have felt it stirring in your spirit, the pull toward unity, the awareness that you are part of something vast and holy. It is not a movement built by human ambition, but by divine orchestration. Heaven is weaving hearts together, stitching threads of obedience and endurance into one radiant tapestry. Each life, each voice, each prayer forms a star within a constellation that darkness cannot comprehend. The ancient words recorded in the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 5, still echo through time. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. This light is not symbolic, it is literal in the spirit. Every act of faith sends waves through the unseen, piercing regions where despair once ruled. When the chosen unite, these waves become radiant rivers of restoration, flowing into homes, cities, and nations. The gathering is not about visibility, it is about vibration. It is the alignment of spirits tuned to heaven's frequency. You will begin to notice its evidence. The same message spoken in one place will appear on distant lips. Dreams will overlap. Visions will repeat across continents. Heaven is speaking a single word through many voices: arise. The world will call it coincidence. Heaven calls it confirmation. There is power in unity that defies logic. When light joins light, it multiplies, not by addition, but by reflection. One flame may brighten a room, but 1,000 joined together can ignite the horizon. That is what you are, part of a horizon of hope rising over humanity's night. You may never meet all who walk beside you, yet your spirits are intertwined. The prayers you release today may strengthen a heart on the other side of the world. The word you speak in faith may echo through someone else's dream. This is the mystery of divine connectedness, heaven's way of reminding you that light was never meant to travel alone. In this gathering, comparison dies. There are no ranks, no competition, no striving for recognition. Each chosen one shines uniquely, and together they reveal the fullness of divine beauty. The melody of heaven requires every note, every tone. If one stays silent, a piece of harmony is missing. That is why unity is not optional, it is essential. The enemy fears this convergence more than any army, because he cannot divide hearts anchored in love. That is why the darkness tries to isolate the chosen through offense, fear, and misunderstanding. But those who have learned endurance now recognize the trap. They choose connection over ego, compassion over control. This is the maturity of true light bearers. You are witnessing prophecy fulfilled. The kingdom of heaven is not descending as thunder, it is rising as light through willing vessels like you. It is the return of divine order through people who finally remember who they are and who they belong to. So, stand in your place among the gathering. You don't need to announce it, just be it. Every act of kindness, every word of truth, every silent prayer joins the river of radiance flowing through the earth. Together, you are becoming what creation has waited for, a chorus of light so vast that darkness will have no corner left to hide. You can feel it, can't you? The air shifting, the weight of destiny settling like dawn mist on open fields. The rise of heaven's dynasty has begun, not a kingdom of gold and crowns, but of hearts awakened, of light carried through human hands. It is the quiet revolution of souls who remember where they come from. It is you. It is now. For generations, the world has worshipped noise and power. But this kingdom moves differently. It builds in silence, grows through faith, and reigns through love. You have been prepared for this moment, not to dominate, but to illuminate. Wherever you walk, light spreads. Wherever you speak, truth takes root. The rise of this dynasty is not about building empires. It is about restoring Eden in the human heart. Heaven speaks clearly through the book of Daniel. Chapter 7, verse 27, Then the sovereignty, power and greatness of all the kingdoms under heaven will be handed over to the holy people of the Most High. His kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom. You are one of those holy ones, heir to a kingdom without end. You carry a sovereignty that does not require permission, a power that needs no crown. The Spirit of the King reigns within you, turning your humility into strength, your obedience into authority. This is what it means to be part of heaven's dynasty, to reign through mercy, to conquer through compassion, to lead through love. As this kingdom rises, it does not demand attention, it invites transformation. Its power is not shouted, but felt. When you forgive where others would retaliate, heaven expands. When you bless those who hurt you, light multiplies. When you stand firm in truth without arrogance, darkness loses its hold. Every quiet act of righteousness becomes a building stone in this divine realm, taking root on earth. You are not a spectator, you are an architect of the unseen. Each decision you make is a seed. Each word you speak is a design. Heaven's dynasty grows through your daily obedience. Even now, the throne watches your willingness, smiling as you carry out heaven's will in ways that seem ordinary but shake eternity. If this message feels like home to your heart, let your response be a reflection of what you already know deep within. Like this message, not because you are told to, but because something in you recognizes the light in these words. It is like setting a lantern in your window, quietly saying, "Yes, I'm part of this kingdom too." Share it as you would share bread with a traveler on a long road, not out of obligation, but out of love, because someone out there is starving for hope. And your gesture might guide them back to the warmth of truth. And if you desire to walk more closely with this unfolding light, subscribe not as an act of following, but as a symbol of belonging. Think of it as stepping into the garden again, barefoot on holy ground, ready to tend what heaven has planted inside you. Finally, when your spirit feels the gentle pull to speak, leave a comment, not just words, but a piece of your soul. Tell the world what light feels like after the storm. Every shared word becomes a spark, and together those sparks form constellations that guide others home. This is how heaven's dynasty expands, not through control, but through consent, not through command, but through love freely chosen. The light that once found you now flows through you. You are both messenger and message, royal and redeemed, flame and reflection. The King reigns, and his reign begins within you. In the quiet of the unseen realm, the coronation begins. It is not a spectacle for crowds, but a ceremony witnessed by heaven itself. You stand before the throne, no longer trembling, no longer uncertain. Every tear, every battle, every whispered prayer has brought you here to the place where purpose and promise finally meet. The air around you feels alive, heavy with holiness. Angels move like wind, unseen but undeniable, carrying the fragrance of eternity. You sense the presence of the King drawing near, and with it, a stillness that silences every doubt. This is the moment you were being shaped for all along, not to be celebrated by men, but to be crowned by God. According to the words in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8, "Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day, and not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing." The crown that rests upon you is not forged from gold or jewels. It is made of unseen things: endurance, faith, humility, love. It carries the reflection of every moment you chose: trust over fear, obedience over comfort, forgiveness over vengeance. This crown is the evidence of who you became while no one was watching. It is the reward of remaining faithful when faith felt impossible. Heaven's hands lower the crown gently upon your spirit. It feels weightless yet powerful. You realize that this coronation is not about status, it is about alignment. You are being crowned not to stand above others, but to stand fully in who you were always meant to be. The King does not place the crown on you to make you greater. He places it to remind you that you already were. The memories of pain and confusion fade into something sacred. You can see now that none of it was wasted. The fire that burned you also purified you. The darkness that tried to silence you only taught you to sing louder in faith. Every scar glows faintly under heaven's light. No longer wounds, but windows of glory. The King speaks not in thunder, but in a voice that sounds like home. You don't hear words, you feel truth. You have been faithful with little. Now walk in the fullness of what I have always seen in you. In that instant, the weight you once carried transforms into authority. The same pain that made you weep now gives your voice power to heal others. The places where you once stumbled become testimonies of divine strength. You understand now the crown was not given for endurance alone, but for transformation. The ceremony ends not with applause, but with peace. You stand taller, lighter, illuminated from within. The world may never see the crown upon your head, but creation feels its radiance. Wherever you go, heaven recognizes its own reflection. You are no longer just chosen, you are crowned. When you step out of the throne room, you realize that the coronation was never about entering a new place, but becoming a new person. The King's authority lives within you now. Quiet, yet unshakable. You no longer need validation, because you carry the mark of divine approval. The journey that began in obscurity has led to revelation. You are not the same soul who once doubted the call. You are the crowned heir of light, walking between heaven and earth, carrying both the humility of the servant and the authority of the King. The journey returns to where it began, not to the place, but to the presence. You have walked through shadow and storm, through silence and flame, and now you stand in the light that was always waiting for you. The palace of eternity rises before you, not of stone or gold, but of glory itself. Its walls are woven from sound, the song of angels that has never ceased since the beginning. And within that song, your name echoes clear, radiant, eternal. This is not the end of your path, but the unveiling of its meaning. Every step, every tear, every hidden surrender was leading you home to this moment. Heaven does not measure time as earth does. What you call delay was always preparation. Every scar became an entrance. Every loss became a key. Now, the gates of light recognize you because you have become light. The ancient promise spoken through the prophet Isaiah whispers again, as if the wind itself remembers, arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. You realize now that you were never abandoned in darkness. You were being taught to carry the dawn. Inside the eternal hall, there is no throne apart from love. The King does not wait above you. He stands beside you. His eyes a reflection of every moment you chose faith when fear was easier. He does not crown you again. You already wear the unseen crown placed upon your spirit in the secret chamber of surrender. But now, you understand its weight, its beauty, its purpose. Heaven's family surrounds you. Those who walked before you, silent saints, forgotten prophets, unnamed dreamers, stand like constellations around your spirit. Their light merges with yours until there is no separation, only unity. You were never a single flame. You were a spark returning to the great fire from which all light was born. Time itself bends here. What was lost is found. What was broken is whole. You see your journey as it truly was, a tapestry of divine intention. Every wilderness was a thread of gold. Every night of silence was the dark velvet that made glory visible. You no longer ask why you suffered. You understand that love refines by fire, not to harm, but to reveal the eternal shape of your soul. Then, a voice not loud, but deeper than sound moves through you. It says, "You have walked the road of remembering. Now live as one who has returned." You feel it like sunlight flooding your being. This is not the end of calling, but the beginning of communion. The throne is no longer distant, it is within you. The palace is no longer a place, it is your breath, your heartbeat, your existence intertwined with the divine. From here, you will walk again through worlds, still learning light. But you will walk differently, no longer seeking, no longer striving. The same fire that once guided you from afar now burns inside you. Heaven is not above you, it lives through you. The journey of the chosen ends not in arrival, but in awakening. You have found your true family, your true name, your true home. The King smiles, not as a ruler pleased, but as a father reunited with his child. Around you, eternity blooms. The song rises. Light unfolds. And the one who once wandered now stands where they have always belonged, within the everlasting heart of God. If your spirit is still vibrating with what you've just heard, let that movement become worship. You have not simply listened to a story, you have remembered your own. The words that touched you were never meant to stay still. They are seeds meant to be sown. Somewhere, another soul is standing at the edge of their awakening, waiting for a whisper of light to reach them. You can be that whisper, like this message as a quiet bow to heaven. A gesture that says, "I recognize this truth inside me." A simple act, yet sacred, like lighting a candle in a cathedral where every flame adds to the brilliance of the whole. Share it the way rivers share rain, with the land freely, naturally, without force. Someone far away may be thirsting for what you now carry. When you let this word travel through you, It multiplies when you keep it. It fades. Light only fulfills its purpose when it moves. And when your heart is ready to stay close to this current of grace, subscribe, not as a ritual, but as a decision to keep walking in remembrance. Each time you return, new truth will unfold, not because I reveal it, but because heaven continues to speak through the listening. Finally, leave a comment, a sentence, a fragment, even a sigh of agreement. Let your words be another thread in this tapestry of light, another spark that tells heaven, I am awake, and I will keep shining. Your voice matters in this chorus. Together, our small lights become the dawn.